The old saying, out of sight, out of mind, certainly applies to heating and cooling systems. As long as a system is putting out cool or warm air, most people don't give it any thought. Probably the least noticed part of a heating and cooling system is the ductwork. But what you don't see could be costing you a lot each year in terms of money, comfort, and health.
And most of the duct systems are very, very inefficient. The average efficiency of a duct system in cooling is probably about 60%. So you're losing 40% of the cooling that you have.
On this program, we'll explain why there can be so many problems with duct systems and their effects on your home's indoor environment and on your wallet. We'll also explain what you should look for when hiring a contractor to make improvements. The importance of a good duct system has only recently become well understood by government and utility company researchers. Unfortunately, unless your home is brand new, the ductwork was likely put into your home when codes were inadequate to the task. Duct leakage is usually the most significant problem.
We typically find that duct systems, when tested, leak anywhere from 25 to 40%, sometimes even more so. And that's 30% of all your heating and cooling escaping out of the house.
One reason is that the standard duct tape historically used to seal the joints dries out and doesn't last.
So we looked at every product that was sold to seal ducts to see how well it worked. And pretty much all of them worked well if used as applied, except one product, and that product was duct tape.
Today, good contractors use fiber-reinforced elastomeric duct sealants. This provides a permanent fix that won't peel off over time.
Many systems were actually put together with no sealant of any kind. Another large problem is that builders save money by using wall and floor cavities to carry the return air back to the equipment instead of actual ductwork. Unfortunately, they leak like crazy, and many suck air in from hot attics. Researchers have found that if just 10% of the return air comes from a hot attic instead of the house, it cuts the air conditioning efficiency by a full 30%. That means a 15-SEER air conditioner only works like a 10-SEER, and a 3-ton air conditioner only delivers about 2 tons.
Duct leakage also impacts comfort and air quality in other ways. In the summer, it brings in humidity from the outdoors, causing discomfort and an unhealthy environment. Duct leaks often bring in unhealthy air from attics, crawl spaces, and garages, making dust and allergy problems worse. To find out if your duct system leaks, have your HVAC contractor perform a duct leakage test using special instruments. These tests are done with the AC system circulating fan off.
One easy check is to use a smoke puffer to see if any air is leaking out of the grills and registers while an infiltrometer blower door is running. Every bit of air the blower door is pushing out of your house has to be replaced by air coming in through the leaks. If the ducts don't have leaks, the smoke just sits there. But in most systems, outside or attic air will come in through both the supply and the return side, proving that there are leaks in the ducts.
Your contractor can measure the duct leakage in your system and compare it to what it should be under current new construction codes. This testing can be done to diagnose the extent of the problem and to confirm that leaks were actually sealed after repair.
It's very difficult to seal an existing duct system. Without proper measurements and diagnostics, you don't know if you've gotten to the leaks.
There are contractors out there that'll say they'll do anything. But if they don't have the tools to test it, like duct testing, if they don't have the training to do it right, then you're not going to get what you're looking for. Basically, those people, when we go back and test their systems, they're still leaky.
Sealing duct leaks always has positive benefits, but you have to be careful because there's a high potential to change internal pressures. We've seen many cases where a contractor had good intentions but wasn't well trained and actually caused dangerous safety issues. For example, sealing leaks can inadvertently cause negative pressure that backdrafts a gas appliance.
A very key part of our home performance delivery is the safety component. Our home performance consultants and contractors that look at the whole house test on their way out. They make sure that systems are drafting properly. They make sure that the house is safer than it was when they came. If you don't test, you're guessing. And if you're guessing, that can put you in a scary situation.
Ducts also have other weaknesses. Most only have 1 inch of insulation. Attic air conditioning systems in particular are really affected.
Your attic can be very hot in the summertime. 150 degrees is not uncommon. And with only 1 inch of insulation around those ducts, the heat gain can be quite a bit.
Many systems absorb so much heat that they lose 1/4 of the cooling energy. So most new building codes now require twice as much insulation around the ducts.
Another problem is an overall lack of engineering or design. Many duct systems are undersized for the equipment they're connected to, and the result is a system that's choked and can't move the right amount of air. Some common solutions are adding or enlarging return grills and ducts, and straightening out supply runs.
As part of a duct renovation or a new duct system installation, you can install adjustable motor-operated zoning dampers to deliver the right amount of air to each room.
Finally, some duct systems can be dirty and would benefit from being cleaned, but many authorities caution that duct cleaning is often a low priority.
In fact, there's a very high likelihood that what you have is a leaky duct system that's pulled all that dirt into the system and into the house and delivered it to those registers. So I'm real big on getting your ducts sealed so that you make sure you don't suck that stuff into the system.
You'll certainly see less dust in the house with a sealed system than one that is very leaky and outside air is entering on the return side and creating lots of dust and allergy problems.
After evaluating your current duct system, your consultant will prepare an upgrade plan. Now, most duct systems can be greatly improved by performing a comprehensive duct renovation.
Usually you can get by replacing sections, insulating, sealing, that sort of thing.
And yes, you might be able to add a little bit of return here and seal up these gaps and holes and try to straighten out the flex duct. But many times your best strategy will be to replace that duct system entirely with a new one that is designed correctly and wasn't installed 40 years ago by the contractor who had the least cost bid to do this work.
There are a number of houses where you just can't fix the duct system that's there. It's too restrictive, it's too leaky. The most duct systems are an absolute mess. So there's, a good number of houses out there that what some people should do is just take them out and start over.
A totally new duct system is better in every way. No leaks, thicker insulation, and cleaner. It's also properly engineered so that it can move the right airflow. This makes the system quieter, and it gets the air properly balanced to each room.
A good contractor won't just assume that your new or renovated duct system was done right. They'll offer to test out, checking key factors such as tightness, pressures, airspeed, and airflow to ensure you get what you paid for.
Whether you choose to renovate your old duct system or fully replace it, improving your ducts provides many benefits. Most homeowners experience more even temperatures throughout the house, better humidity control, a cleaner, healthier indoor environment, quieter system, and best of all, the investment is usually quickly recovered through lower monthly utility bills.